Have the valve cover on this side. I just realized that when I bought this car, I can't find any of the coils. So I don't know if the guy forgot them, threw them away, but now I gotta buy all 6 coils. I'm just gonna buy those online. Just gonna get this harness buttoned up through the back here. And then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and start the passenger valve cover, get that taken care of, try and route this harness afterwards. And then I'm gonna see if I have all the bolts to mount the lower and upper intake. So we'll find that out. All right, so I got both valve covers put on and finished up. The owner ended up losing a bolt. I had to go to the dealer, pick up a bolt. I got these last night, Amazoned them, as long as they work. That's all I care about right now, so I'm gonna get these put in. All right, so these are the coils. LC wiring. They actually aren't packaged bad. It looks like a coil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. I'll probably end up blowing this all off, and hopefully I have all the bolts for at least the lower to go on, and then I'll count for the upper and get all this buttoned up, get that harness routed, plugged in, get the coils on this side plugged in. Gotta route this line onto that. Being that I don't have any of my 3/8 ratchets here, got it all figured out. I got the harness hooked up. This looks like it mounts to the, I think it's the upper intake or lower, plenum, whichever. I did some digging and it looks like that's gonna plug into that throttle body. Everything seems to be buttoned up from what I could find. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure where this goes, probably somewhere on the intake. I have no idea. I actually found this hose laying in this hole right here. So I was like, oh, it must go there. That as well, I think, goes on the intake. This one goes on the intake, as well as this one. I'm gonna get that all cleaned up and try and mount it and see if I got all the hardware for it. Okay, I got the lower intake collector on. We've got a nut right here, a nut in the back, and then these 6 bolts here. We got all that mounted up. I got these missing hardware. I don't know what hardware I have now, so at this point I'm just using some assortment kit I had laying around that I could find to put in some of these bolts. But I've got everything for the most part mounted up. So I'm gonna go clean that upper, and I'm gonna try and get it mounted on, and hopefully I have most of the bolts for that one. For the most part, I got the majority put back together. I got the transmission lines hooked to the bottom. I did unbolt that transmission dipstick. It looked full so far. Obviously when I start up it's going to cycle through. I'm not going to run it for very long. Obviously I have no coolant in it. Coming to find out, I'm missing the condenser as well. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I'm also missing these 2 larger, apparently like 16, 17 millimeter bolts with brackets that hold this, what I would assume is called the radiator support, down to this bottom metal bracket. With the salvage yard, and I saw that a couple of these were actually attached over here. I got all this stuff buttoned up. I had to go to the junkyard to get the bottom bracket bolts. You can barely see it, but these here with the bolts, those were missing out of what he gave me. The condenser is also missing, so I'm gonna have to get a new condenser. But also, oh yeah, I got the grommets for here. I could have bought them, but I was just trying to get it while I was there. I did have a leak. That's what I was fixing here. From what it looked like, it was coming from that bolt. I put a new washer on it and I laid a little bit of RTV on it. I'm not really sure why it was leaking. I did use the original washer it came with. So this air filter housing, the vehicle came with, but it was missing the holder basically. So I had to pick that up as well from the pick-a-parts place. And then I got an air filter for it now. I did test drive this just up and down this road. I didn't want to go too heavy on it right now. I do feel like it has a vacuum leak. It did pop up a code for, I don't remember, I'll have to look at it again, but it basically just relates to leak idle issue, something of that nature. The car also has 233,000 miles. I also bled the cooling system. I just put regular water in there. I'm gonna flush it obviously and put coolant in it, but I wanted to make sure that the cooling system was nice and tight. And obviously I'm gonna have to take it back apart anyways to put that condenser on, most likely. I was having issues bleeding this dang car. I don't know if it's still good yet. My worry is that it's gonna have a head gasket problem. That's the whole reason why I wanna test drive it. There's a bleeder screw in the back of this where you can bleed all the air out. I jacked it up and then bled. Obviously, I think I let it run, undid the screw, let it flow out. I put the screw back on, kept filling it. Put the cap on, turn the heat on, and I mean, so far it hasn't overheated in the 10 minutes, 15 minutes of idle time that we had. midst of trying to figure out why I was boiling over again, I start inspecting that fitting back there, and I go to try and bleed it again, and it snaps on me. So that could have been the issue. Maybe it was just getting so, obviously the small leak, because these plastic heater fittings get brittle over time. Maybe it was leaking a little bit, but because it was warm back there, it just evaporated off. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it snapped on me. So, O'Reilly can get one by 12 o'clock. As you can see right there. Can you? I can't tell. Yep. Yep. Well, should have known. Should have known. Alright. Well, I got that piece off. This is the replacement part I got from O'Reilly. And I've got it angled a little bit better to where I could get to it with a screwdriver. As you can see, actually both sides broke when I was messing with it. So, it is pretty bad. You could even look. That whole piece was about to bust. The replacement one is metal, by the way, so that's awesome. I thought it was just going to be a typical plastic replacement. It's getting hot now. It's probably about to boil. If it boils in here, we got to be getting exhaust gases through here as well. So I should be able to test it from here. I mean, it's not turning yellow. So if it turns yellow, green or yellow. Okay, so it's another day. Last we left off, I ended up doing the thermostat, a couple other things, and it still didn't fix the overheating issue. If you go to put it in drive, for some reason it heats up pretty quick. But if you let it idle at first, it could idle by itself 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes by itself, and it won't overheat. But as soon as I put it in reverse or drive to start leaving, it skyrockets. I can put it back in park and let it sit, and it'll slowly fluctuate back down to middle. So at that point, something, either it's not circulating, it's got a new water pump. And the fact that this was a problem before I bought this car, and it's still a problem now, when the guy replaced the thermostat, when the guy was going to replace the water pump, I'm leading to believe it's not those two things. So what else can cause coolant to stop circulating? My only assumption is a radiator, or air in the system. We're going to do a pressure test on the system to make sure there are no leaks. If it holds pressure, but at that point, if it's holding pressure, I know I have no leaks, and I need to move on to the next thing. To do next, and actually do it correctly, is let the system be a little bit low in coolant, and then do a block test. Now, I've done a block test a couple other times through that overflow tank, and I mean that shouldn't be a problem either, because if I do put a radiator cap on there and it starts to overheat, it overheats out of the overflow tank. What am I trying to say? It bubbles over out of the overflow tank. So if exhaust gases are going through, it's going to be in that overflow tank. So I should have a good test in that overflow tank, and I did. You know, that fluid did not turn yellow, green, anything like that. Okay, we're gonna do a quick pressure test. Look at that cap, but I'm pretty sure it was 13 pounds. I don't even know if I'll use this cap. It's the old one. New one. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see anything that looks that bad. The seal looks to be okay. 13 pounds, that's all this thing takes. It's at 13 pounds. We'll just see if it holds there. It's still at 13, so I have no leaks. Oh yeah, that's a head gasket for sure. Okay, since we've determined at this point that it's got a head gasket problem, we want to figure out which bank it is. The way I'm going to do that is a leak down test. As long as my compressor acts up, I put new reed valves in it, it should be good to go. I'll take the coils and plugs out, and then we'll start on the leak down test to figure out which cylinder it is. I might just take it apart one of these days. I don't know if I want to move on to the next vehicle before this, but take it all apart again, fix whichever head gasket it is, and be done with it. But I'll feel better if I do a leak down test on all these just to get an idea. So I got all the spark plugs out and the coils. I'm going to go ahead and hook up my leak tester and see how it does. Alright, I did cylinder 2, which is at the front here. I'm going to go ahead and start on cylinder 4, which is your middle cylinder on this bank. I first have to get it to top dead center on the compression stroke. A lot of times I just shove a coil or something back in there so I can hear it, because you'll be able to hear it once it's on the compression stroke. That's about the top right there. I've read leak down tester in this thing with the correct adapter if you need one. This one. Plug that up. I have it set to 90 psi because it's 10 psi below what my compressor's at. So 90 psi. And if I look here, we're at about 71 psi of leak down. I did this one off camera, but it was at 69. Seems like bank 2 is our worst bank in terms of leak down numbers. I'm gonna try this one just one more time because the front one was the worst at 69. Well, now that we've done the leak down, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting one cylinder to be the problem, or maybe a couple. At least one bank, not the other bank. So if we start with bank 2, which is on driver's side, starting at the front cylinder, I got, the last time I tested it was 70 psi. So testing a leak down, you know, I'm testing at a 90 psi per the sheet. It says at 90 psi you should have no less than 5 psi difference between the cylinders. 5 psi or less, you're okay. Because at that point, you know, that's a normal engine, you're gonna have some leak down. It says a difference of 10 to 15 psi indicates the need for further investigation. So again, if we start at the front cylinder on the driver's side, it was at 69, 70 psi. Testing it at 90 psi set, that is more than 15% leak down. Following that, the next cylinder, it's at 71. so still more than 15% leak down. Cylinder 6 at the back, 72 psi, still more than 15% leak down. So I definitely think that that is a major head gasket problem. We go to the passenger side, bank 1, the front cylinder 78, about 13% leak down. Middle bank was 83. That's 8% leak down, so not detrimental. And back cylinder, which cylinder 5, that was 85, comes to a 6% leak down, so still not too bad. And we know the driver's side bank is the worst. So at this point, where are we at? Well, I don't know yet. I do need to move on to the next vehicle that I've got here. I'm trying to clean up some of the vehicles I got, so this will just add to the collection. But I'm going to park it in the back. I'm going to bring the Saturn in. I think I bought it a while ago. I think I had bought a pump, power steering pump, some hoses, and maybe some intake gaskets. I don't remember if that was a problem, but I'm going to get that in, try and get that fixed, because that will be a vehicle we need to go ahead and sell. Since we are between two houses right now, I can't just blow money anywhere I want. Okay, so we figured out it's got a bad head gasket. What's next? This is my outro because I forgot to make one. I have to think about it. It could either be a head gasket that we could put in, or a motor. I could get a used motor, but used motors make me nervous. I did put a used one in the Crown Vic I have, and it worked out, but you just don't know what you're going to get. And if I do get one, I need to be ready to put it in, because these salvage jars give you like a 30-day warranty on them. So I can't just let it sit around. I have to make that decision. Am I going to pull the motor and put that in, or just do head gaskets on it? It's got 230,000 miles on it. Who knows? I mean, rings could be worn. We just don't know. I've looked at Remand motors for these, and they're like $4,000, something like that. So $4,000, something around there. So I mean, that's a lot of money to invest in a car. I probably am not going to keep. I mean, I'm just going to sell it. I've got too many vehicles that I keep. It's either that, or I just part it out. You can make plenty of money off this car. I mean, the interior alone would get me money back just for the car by itself. But I don't like parting out because I want to see it run. I want to see it drive. That's the whole point. When I haven't worked on these vehicles before, you know, I might lose some money. I know that going into it. I knew that when I bought this for $1,000. I knew that, hey, this could be messed up. I prepared myself for it. I'm leaning towards trying to fix it, but it's not in the picture right now. I've got a Saturn I need to get done and fix so I can sell that. But I've just been distracted trying to mess with this, but also mess with the house I'm trying to sell as well. You know, it's a lot of things to do, especially with also having a full-time job. I mean, you barely have time in the day when you're working 60 hours a week, and you know, your days off are having to be piled in with the car that you're working on, plus the house that you're trying to fix and get ready for selling. You know, I'm taking it day by day, but this is definitely going to have to wait until after I'm done with that house, for sure, because I don't want to rush something like this. But for now, I'm going to move on to the next vehicle and try and get that one knocked out.